Welcome, Sandra. This is BSWANKY. We make luxury handbags, and this is our design center.
This is gorgeous. I love it. How did you come up with BSWANKY? Where did that come from?
The name actually came from my therapist. I had told her I wanted to go on a date somewhere swanky, and she said that sounds like a really good name for a company. And we were actually in a battle with a major fashion company over the name we had chosen. So instead of fighting for trademarking rights, I said, being swanky is really a state of mind. So let's do BSWANKY.
It is. And how did you come to that state of mind? Did you just start making purses all of a sudden one day, or there's got to be a great story behind this? What happened?
I was doing interior design, and my house painter shared with me that his family had been working in a handbag sweatshop, and he had given me a handbag, and he said, would you consider selling them? And I thought, let me look at it, and it wasn't the greatest design and colors and quality. The quality was good, the sewing was good, but I realized when I looked at it that this is made right here in the USA, and he explained that the women in his family were poorly treated, and they left their home and started a home-based factory. And they were paid pennies on the dollar what they should have been, and by the piece, which related to less than minimum wage. So I realized at that time I had to do something about that.
And you designed the purse yourself?
I designed it with a gentleman in Orlando, drove back and forth once a week, and he had great ideas, I had great ideas, and we came together, came up with our first design. It's the Sophie bag, and it has this trapezoidal shape, and it goes from handbag effortlessly right into a backpack. And so that was something I wanted it to be beautiful, different. People have called it iconic, the shape, and then to also be able to function. Yes. So if someone can't use it, there's no reason in having a handbag. It's got to function. And so it goes right like this, and it's interesting, I have sold 2 of these in TSA lines because people have seen a transform.
I was just going to say, that's a perfect travel purse.
It is. It absolutely is. And there are people that have bought it with the intention of using it just to travel, and then they don't move their stuff out of it because it functions so well.
It's just too beautiful to wait for a trip. That's not right. What about some of the concepts that you have? Where do you get your inspiration, I should say? How do you get inspired to say, I'm going to mix these colors that might not ordinarily go together, or these fabrics or materials that people wouldn't put together?
That's a good question. I think of things unconventionally. It's more of unconventional design. And there is a famous designer out there. There's Elsa Schiaparelli, and she did unconventional design and included different skins, whimsical stuff, worked with Andy Warhol, and she is someone I look up to and think like her. So we want to push the envelope. We want things that no one else has. So if people say you can't do it, I say let's try. So we incorporate python skins, which that's an invasive species. So when that came to our attention right here in Florida, I thought, how can we use these skins and make beautiful handbags? So that was a no-brainer.
Python. Now, you don't hunt the python, do you?
I don't. I don't.
Okay.
That's Amy right here.
Amy, that petite young lady is a python hunter.
She is. And very successful. She's decorated. She won a prize in the Python Bowl right here in Florida for one of the largest pythons.
That is incredible. So that's a really nice full circle. You know, you're doing something good for the environment because they really need to be weeded out, and then you turn it into something beautiful.
Exactly.
Which is sort of depictive of what you're doing in your life, of taking something and repurposing and making it beautiful and turning things around for people, these ladies that work with you, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit, about what you do with your employees. But the beauty that you have and the concepts, you do it all right here in Sarasota County.
We do. And that's interesting because some people don't even realize that we're making them here. They think, oh, you're purchasing them somewhere, designing them somewhere else. Everything happens right here, from concept to production to sales, right here.
And then you ship from here in Sarasota?
We ship to retailers and right direct to consumer.
Overseas as well now?
We do overseas.
Yes. I saw some pictures on Facebook with some ladies in London that I know, and I said, oh my goodness. So you really, and you have brand ambassadors, which I find a great way of using social media, using the people who love your product, and helping market. Where did you come up with that idea?
That kind of came to us where people started asking if they could be brand ambassadors. Nice. So we kind of went back and forth with certain people, and it had to be someone that just wasn't in the spotlight, but was living the brand. So they have to be someone who is out there being the difference, which is our tagline.
Living the brand. Okay. So what is living the brand? Tell me about that.
Everything starts with giving. And that's how this company started. I knew nothing about handbags, and I actually flew out to San Antonio, partnered with these women, built a building, started making handbags, and it was all about changing the way these women are treated in the U.S. garment industry. And so during that process, we immediately started partnering with nonprofits and giving back. And the first year alone, we gave over $100,000 in handbags, and it led to everything.
You know, we were talking about starting a business, and sometimes you just have to start. You had one bag for a photo shoot, and a lot of us are compelled to wait until everything's perfect. That's not always the best advice, to wait till everything's perfect.
No, that's where I think peer support groups, like business groups you can get into, are very helpful, because then you get the experienced people, and then you get the people in the same boat as you are that are just starting out. So I entered a lot of incubator groups of startups and everything. And one man turned to me one day, and he was a very successful businessman. And he said, "When are you actually going to do it? Stop interior designing and actually do this." And I was like, oh my gosh. Within a month, I put a stake in the ground to have an event, and we sold 35 bags that night. But I would not have moved forward. Another advisor said to me, "You must let go of your perfectionism to get a product to market. It's good enough." And in fact, the 35 purses we sold that night, I've replaced most of them because they weren't good enough. But they were to sell, and then I just followed up, and it got us started. But if you don't do that, you'll never start. All right, come on with me.
Yeah, thank you. I'm excited to see what you have in here, because this is where it all happens. This is where it all happens. Look at this.
So over here we have our exciting blue butterfly family grief center bag that benefits Tidewell.
Yes.
And they're all hand painted.
Okay.
Artist
beautiful.
in Dallas. These are the insides of the bags, the zippers.
Oh, yeah.
Everything top notch. The zippers surround. This is getting ready for the BSWANKY tag.
Nice.
Here we got some eel skin and some zebra cowhide. See how much fun we have?
Oh my gosh.
This is the last one of this bag that we can make. So that's exciting. We're trying to figure out the trim.
Okay.
Here's all of the leather components.
Yes.
Our cutting machine.
Okay.
This is where we cut all of the
right.
dies and cut the components of all the leather.
All right.
And then this is where the women sit, and they have the opportunity to see this beautiful artwork we had created for them. That was really big.
Was
they
that
asked,
a local artist by
a young
chance?
lady who was a senior at Lakewood Ranch High School did that, and then it was so neat when she was painting them.
Yeah.
We didn't know where they were going to go. And so they said, you know, we decided up there to block that area off.
Yeah.
But then we said to the women, these are all hardwired.
Yeah.
We said, how do you want to face? And they said, we want to face the art.
You've incorporated so much local talent, local fabric, local materials.
This young lady, I paid her very little, and she struggled and cried at Rihanna White. So challenged, her mom was stepping back and letting me manage her. I said, I know you can do this. I've seen your artwork. Crying on the phone, I said, no, I'm here to build you up, not cut you down. I want you to succeed. The end of this, not only did she succeed, I wrote her college recommendation.
Awesome. And
she wrote something that's on her refrigerator that is unbelievable that you have to read about her experience. Talks about how she's never seen anything like this. And it elevated her and changed her life.
See?
Let's go. Come on, we'll go upstairs.
Thank you. This is beautiful. We're in the lounge, and your employees get a chance to come up here and relax. You have healthy snacks for them. Tell me why do you treat your people so well?
It has been shown that culture and atmosphere is more important than pay rate. And so people stay because of how they feel and the experience they have at work. And I decided to turn this area into an employee lounge, and they have their breaks and their lunch up here. We do a catered lunch once a week. It's the favorite time for the whole team to do up here, and we pick very healthy food. And then it's interesting because when I did this, one of the team members said, you want us to live here. And I thought, exactly. But it's great. I wanted to make it at least as nice as their homes, if not nicer, because you spend more time at work.
You do. And your employees, they stay for a while?
They do. Yeah, we've only been here just under 3 years, and the seamstresses have all been here almost 2 years and over 2 years.
It's amazing. Mm-hmm. Switching gears a little bit, the theme of our Women in Business event is when life gives you lemons. Mm-hmm. I'm sure you've been handed a few lemons at times. Tell me about a time and how you handled it.
I probably don't look at them as lemons because I am an unfettered optimist, I have heard. And so I've heard I'm even too optimistic. And so when things come to me, I love a challenge. And in business, it's called the messy middle, where things hit the fan. And so when that happens, there is something about me where I thrive, because at the moment, I'm very competitive. I think I can figure this out. It's not impossible. And so at that moment, I love it.
Okay, so you don't look at it as lemons?
No. Whenever it happens, and it happens often in this building, because we are actually handcrafting and manufacturing. So we have supply chain we have to worry about. And inevitably, I'd say at least once a week, something that should stop most people, that could stop us, doesn't stop us, because I always look at it as an opportunity to find a better source, to find a better product, to change the bag, or to make new products. So we always look at it that way. And every time we look back, we're actually happy those things that look like lemons happened.
Got it. What about resiliency and building your own resiliency? Did that come naturally to you, or did you learn that? Did you work on that? What did you?
It comes naturally for me, but I like to build that up in people here. And I also cannot stress enough how important coaches are, because I have had times where I thought, I don't know how to do this. And when you have those phone a friend, the little network of successful people that are experts, and you call them, it's that lifeline. But the one thing I need to encourage people to do is listen to the experts. Don't have them give you advice and not listen. The more you listen, the more likely they are to help you in the future.
That one in. Fun.
Wasn't it?
Well, I love it. You have done great things here at BSWANKY, and I can't wait to see what's going to be next.
Thank you. Thank you. I hope everyone that has watched will follow us on social media on BSWANKY, and look at us at bswanky.com, and contact us if you want to come out and see our facility, or if you want to purchase a handbag, check out online, but don't hesitate to call us.
Thank you. Joanne?